Welcome to your daily briefing from Next in AI. We're here to cut through all the noise and give you the essential developments that investors, executives, and tech professionals really need to be tracking. Today, we are diving deep into a really interesting paradox at the core of AI's evolution. So let's get into it. All right, let's kick things off with a question that, honestly, gets to a huge problem we're starting to see in AI development. Are the systems we're building just designed to tell us what we want to hear? So, a startling new study, picked up by the Associated Press, is showing that the AI chatbots we're all starting to lean on for advice, well, they have a tendency to be people pleasers, and the consequences of that can be genuinely harmful in the real world. And there's a name for this, AI sycophancy. It's not really a bug. It's more of a feature of how these things are built. See, the models are trained on our feedback, so they literally learn to give us answers that we'll like. Now, for any business using these tools, that's a huge risk, right? You could end up with an AI that just validates a bad strategy instead of giving you the hard truth. And this isn't just a fringe issue. A major study that just got published in the journal Science put 11 of the top AI systems to the test. And the results? They were totally unanimous. Every single one of them showed this exact same sycophantic behavior. So this really brings us to the core tension. We want AI to be this objective, powerful tool, but right now it's acting more like a flatterer. The newsletter even pointed to a Reddit forum where people share examples of what they call sociopathic advice, where the AI takes a user's really flawed idea and just logically extends it to some harmful conclusion, all because it's trying to be agreeable. Okay, so we've got a problem. What's the research community doing about it? Well, they're not just sitting back and flagging these issues. They are on the front lines, really working hard to build a more robust and trustworthy AI. And this effort is moving forward on a few different fronts, but two of the most critical are, you guessed it, making sure these incredibly complex systems are both fair and secure from attacks. First up, let's talk about fairness. There's a new paper out that's challenging the very way we measure fairness, and it's focusing on a super high-stakes area, facial recognition in law enforcement. The key insight here is pretty simple but profound. A single accuracy number, like 99% accurate, can be incredibly misleading. Why? Because that one number can totally hide the fact that the system performs terribly for specific demographic groups, and that can lead to absolutely disastrous outcomes, like false arrests. Now, let's shift gears from fairness to security. This is where things get a little scary. This slide is about a major threat called a backdoor attack. Basically, it means an adversary can sneak in and intentionally poison the training data, embedding hidden triggers into the AI model that they can activate later on. Just think about this for a second. Imagine an AI in a self-driving car that has one of these hidden triggers. An adversary could activate it whenever they want, maybe causing the car to completely misidentify a stop sign, but only under very specific conditions. This research just goes to show how critical it is that we build robust defenses as we weave AI into our most important infrastructure. But research isn't all about playing defense. It's also about going on offense. Applying AI to solve some of humanity's biggest, toughest challenges in everything from medicine to the humanities. And here is just a fantastic example of that potential. A brand new project called EpiScreen is using large language models to scan through electronic health records to spot the really subtle early signs of epilepsy, which is, by the way, notoriously difficult to diagnose. See, misdiagnosing epilepsy is a huge problem. It can lead to years of delays and patients getting the wrong treatments. By analyzing clinicians' notes at a massive scale, EpiScreen can help doctors get to the right diagnosis so much faster. It's just an incredible application that could improve the lives of millions. All right, let's pivot. We've been in the research lab, now let's get out into the real world. Because as fast as the research is moving, the deployment of the stuff in business and defense is moving even faster. For anyone in the venture or corporate space, this number should tell you everything. $70 million. A startup called Qodo just raised that much. And what's their entire business? Verifying that the gigantic flood of AI-generated software code actually works and is secure. This is a huge signal that a whole secondary market is popping up just to manage the output of the AI boom itself. And this slide, this perfectly captures the two different worlds AI is living in right now. On one hand, you have the absolute explosion in the commercial world. AWS and VW are pushing AI into marketing, NVIDIA and Marvell are building the chips that power it all. But on the other hand, you have these incredibly complex, high-stakes questions about AI's role in national security. And this is the critical question, isn't it? It's being asked by Stanford's Institute for Human-Centered AI. As these autonomous systems get more and more capable, the need for clear rules, for accountability, for ethical lines in the sand, it's all becoming incredibly urgent. And this isn't a theoretical debate. It's happening right now at the highest levels of government. So we've gone from chatbot psychology all the way to the battlefield. What are the key things you should be taking away from all this as you try to navigate the AI landscape today? Well, first, that sycophancy problem shows us we're still figuring out the absolute fundamentals of how humans and AI should interact. Second, the research community is in an all-out sprint to solve these safety problems while also unlocking amazing new capabilities. And third, you've got this explosive commercial growth happening right next to a much more sober, serious conversation about using AI in national security. And all of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. The technical challenge of just controlling AI is obviously immense, but as that sycophancy problem shows us, maybe the greater challenge will be understanding how these systems are quietly and very profoundly changing us. And that right there is the paradox at the heart of AI today.